said Gyrick killed Xavier.
Our merry band of muties have been selling the world a very big lie. And so have I.
Well, I saw the thing coming out of the storm.
Nifty bop, right? I've had to be bad lately. But heat, like music, it softens things. Opens pores, makes the flesh pliable. This way, once I have to get to work, smooth as butter. So long as you stay still. So long as you don't resist. Simply listen and obey. You were born for this.
We shall not live our days wondering if we could have saved more.
We face this as we always have. Together.
What's going on, guys? Bart here with Tully Television. I'm going to drop this link to Bonfire down below. Help support the channel. I want to thank all of you new viewers, future viewers, old viewers, all coming together here at the channel. Only together can we go straight to the moon, baby. Seriously, every little bit helps in the algorithm. Likes, shares, comments. Whether you like what I'm saying or not, whether you like my theories or not, whether you like anything I'm doing or not, let me know down below. If you want to say, you have the most off-the-wall theories, what are you talking about, Tully? Let me know. Let me know. What are you thinking? Especially after this episode of X-Men 97 entitled Bright Eyes. We at episode 7, and man, just when I think this show can't get any better, just when I think that I have it all figured out, and then some things I do, it's still leaving me in that what's going to happen next, that cliffhanger feeling that I used to love about shows, and now with bingeable shows and streaming services and this, and episodes get dropped together. It's been a while since I felt this way about a television show. It's been a while since I felt this way about a television show for Marvel. And it's been a long time feeling this way about almost any Marvel project. The last time I was this happy and excited was Werewolf by Night. With that, it's similar feelings of like, wow, all right, this was awesome. This is awesome. All right, for all my wrestling fans out there. But we open up with the funeral for Gambit. Nightcrawler is doing the service, and just about everyone is there except for Rogue. Nightcrawler gives a great eulogy for Gambit. We see some of the Thieves Guild there, right? Gotta give you ties. And then afterwards, Jubilee's a bit upset that Rogue wasn't there. And Wolverine, I kind of made this a Facebook post. Wolverine says, grief is a lonely road that we must walk alone sometimes. Grief is a lonely road that we must walk sometimes alone. And that's true. As much as people may want to be there for you and support you in your times of need. For example, if a mother loses her child, if you never lost a child, I'm not saying you can't imagine what that's like, but to know what that physically is like is a different story, right? Sometimes you don't know exactly what it is until you go through that thing. And so that's why grief is a funny thing, man. People will go to drugs, drinking. People will go to slapping them cheeks, right? You don't think that in the sense of grief that, but it's a grasp for anything that makes you feel not grief, right? Even if it's temporary. And I've certainly been there before. But then we pick up with Rogue going all over the country looking for Gyrick, right? And she finally finds Gyrick in Mexico. And he tells her, like, I don't know where Bolivar Trask is, and you're wasting your time, and you guys are in big trouble anyway. So do whatever you think you can do, because the probes by Jean Grey ain't gonna work on this, right? And she's like, yeah, don't worry. This is a different type of probe. And she grabs him and she holds him. And she sees visions of the oncoming enemy that is behind the scenes. There was another line in here that Rogue said to Thunderbolt Ross, because that's initially where it was written down on paper where Gyrick was. And he was all like, oh, where this is built to survive the Hulk. And she's just a swamp rat, right? And she makes her way through. And he says, I thought all you X-Men were good guys. She's like, no, you killed all of them in Genosha. Now you got me. And I thought that was another nifty little line there. This was chock full of nifty little lines, right? Chock full of that you felt that, right? The voice acting for Rogue and for a lot of this cast has been phenomenal. Meanwhile, the main X-Men team went to Genosha to help with the cleanup effort. We see a lot of different cameos like Amelia Voight, Trish Chilby. I think I've seen the Blob in there. Mutant called Forearm, which he has 4 arms, right? Emma Frost was saved, actually. She was discovered in her diamond form, and which helped her survive. So Emma Frost is at least still around, but they didn't really find any more survivors. And whatever budding romance Trish Chilby and the Beast may have had seems to be on ice right now due to her wording of certain things. And Beast was like, well, I'll leave you to your tolerance then, Miss Chilby. And he walks away. Like, you coming here now and giving me this BS with all my friends dead, right? And all my friends dead. That was a great song, by the way. Yeah, so then we pick up with Bolivar Trask's you to subscribe to me. No, but Bolivar Trask communicates with the X-Men, tells them to go to Mexico, and he'll clear out the area and he'll let them know what's going on. They also happen to meet Rogue there, and Nightcrawler and her have a little sweet brother and sister moment, because they are brother and sister, adoptive brother and sister, but still, they feel it like they're siblings. Okay, get over it. I don't know what to get over, but just get over it. And so they confront Bolivar Trask, and this is when things hit the haywire. When the it hits the fan, forget about it. He tells them that Sinister has been helping someone else that has advanced technology, and that the X-Men don't know what's about to happen to them. And at one point, Trask attempts to jump off the ledge of the building that they're at. Rogue grabs him, and she's like, "Come on, you gotta know more. This guy, don't do this or whatever like that, right?" He was like, "No, that's all the information I got." She's like, "Okay." She drops, right? And the more everyone's like, Morpheus like, "Is this who we're becoming? What's going on?" And Wolverine and Rogue are like, "He killed thousands of people, whatever. What are we talking about? Like, what are we talking about, bro?" Like, he didn't just throw a McDonald's hamburger wrapper on the floor, and like, kill him. Like, no, he was part of a genocide. What are we talking about here? Even if that wasn't his ultimate goal. And as they're debating that, Balfour Trask comes back as a human sentinel and almost wipes the whole floor with the X-Men solo until Cable comes and is able to take him out. And then that's when that's when Scott realizes Cable is his son, because Jean entered his mind, and Cable didn't fight her, but he was like, I don't want you in here. Only she's allowed in here because she's my mother. And that's when Jean was like, oh, you're Nathaniel. And Scott's like, Nathaniel, what up? He's like, no time for family reunions, Pops, right? No time to talk, Pops. We got to save some mutants in the world. And they kind of cut off there. We do see who is the enemy behind the whole thing. And it's Bastion. Operation Zero Tolerance. Right? We see the initials in this episode. Sinister was working with him because he was promised something by Bastion. What we know is that we don't know what that was promised by Bastion to Sinister. And Sinister's kind of mad that Bastion revealed their hand, and they should have just rolled out everything and destroyed all the mutants. And Bastion is very, very confident in his thing, in his plan. And for all you YouTubers out there that want to yell about that, you called it. Well, if you're comic book readers from the 90s X-Men comic books, you're very familiar with Operation Zero Tolerance storyline. And the last 3 episodes of this season is called Operation Zero Tolerance. And so, I mean, who else would it be other than Bastion? So, calm it down, everybody. Even you, Rob. I see you, Comics Explained. I love you, but we know who's Bastion, bro. We knew. Let me stop being silly here. Rob, Comics Explained, I like you a lot, man. Keep up the great work. I hope I can get to your levels one day, bud. And then we see that he knows about Xavier being alive in the Shi'ar Empire, because he plays back the announcement that Xavier was going to marry Lilandra. And this is how, because of a crashed Shi'ar ship that he has access to, he was able to have access to these other bits of information. Now, I'm assuming that's what Bastion is using to help some of these human-sized Sentinels be the new wave of terror for mutants. And then we also learn that he has a secret of his own. And as he's walking into some deserted town and a deserted barbershop, we see that he has someone tied up in a barber shop chair. And it's Magneto. And oddly enough, the 2 times, I'm gonna call it right now. The 2 times that he was on screen, because he killed Peter Gyrich, Bastion did. And it seems like he may be trying to brainwash Magneto, because in the background of when he offed Peter Gyrich, you hear use a one-eyed people purple eater, right? That song that you hear a lot during Halloween. Well, that seems to be his song, and he actually put that album on, like an actual album, into a player and played it as he was talking to Magneto, and he was shaving his face. And kind of the way he was talking, it was almost as if he's trying to brainwash him into something. Rumor has it that this episode 8 is going to hit harder than episode 5 did. And that's next week's episode. So we'll really see where all this breaks down. And we're at the beginning of the end for this season. And it's a shame because the season seems to go by so fast, bro. I hope that season 2 is almost done, put it that way. Because there's going to be a lot of fans feeding for some X-Men 97 after this is done. But yeah, Bastion is back. Emma was saved. Magneto's alive. And Remy has been buried. So we'll see how this could get any more higher stakes than it already is. You let me know what you think of this episode, Bright Eyes, down below. And until next time, peace, Snookums.